The eagle attacks from above, turning the sky into an overwhelming advantage. Against rivals competing for food, it defends its territory with precision and determination. In nature, the eagle helps maintain balance by targeting the most vulnerable opportunities. So who can truly resist an attack delivered from the sky? Across the open plains of Africa, the springbok moves like a dancer of the grasslands. Alert, agile, and remarkably fast, it can reach speeds of nearly 55 miles per hour across open terrain. The strongest jumpers can leap more than 33 feet in a single bound, almost the length of a small bus. But within constantly shifting herds, young individuals, or those falling behind, can sometimes create dangerous openings. For large raptors, such as the martial eagle, those moments may become part of a natural food source. From a high perch, the eagle studies the rhythm of the herd. It does not focus on the strongest animal, but waits for a young springbok to drift beyond the circle of protection. When the moment arrives, the eagle lowers its flight path, folds its wings, and descends in a swift, controlled, and precise strike. Its strength does not come from noise, but from choosing the perfect instant. Sharp talons and powerful body weight allow the eagle to secure a smaller target before the herd can fully respond. At times, a mother springbok may return to shield her young, extending the pursuit a little longer. But by adjusting its flight angle and maintaining distance, the eagle can still carry that valuable source of energy back to a high perch. On the savanna, survival does not belong only to the fastest. It belongs to the one that recognizes opportunity first. In the wild, snakes are symbols of silent warning. Many venomous snakes do not need massive bodies to make rivals keep their distance. Their advantage lies in camouflage, quick reflexes, and a safe striking range. Some spitting cobras can defend themselves from nearly 10 feet away. Among them, the black mamba is known for reaching speeds of more than 10 miles per hour over short distances. With such natural defenses, even large predators must approach with caution. But for eagles, a snake is not only a threat. It is a target that must be read with perfect accuracy. The brown snake eagle is a specialist in these tense encounters. Tough scales on its legs, dense feathers, and a steady stance help reduce risk when it moves in close. When the snake reveals its movement pattern, the eagle judges the distance and closes its talons with extreme speed to control the most dangerous zone. Along the coastal waters of Malaysia, the challenge comes from the surface of the sea. Sea snakes have flattened, paddle-like tails, perfectly adapted for swimming. But even in the ocean, they still need to rise to the surface to breathe. The sea eagle waits patiently for that moment. When the snake's shape appears near the waves, it seizes the opportunity, lifts the target from the water, and carries the encounter into the air. It is the art of distance, timing, and calm control in the face of danger. Rabbits are symbols of almost constant alertness. They can sprint at around 45 miles per hour, make sudden turns, and turn every patch of low grass into temporary cover. For predators on the ground, they are difficult targets to read and reach. From above, the golden eagle sees the grassland like a living map. It does not only spot the target, it also reads the wind, the open spaces, and the rhythm of movement. When the target moves away from cover or slows down across open ground, the opportunity begins to appear. The eagle closes in with a controlled drop, using talons capable of generating around 400 pounds per square inch of gripping force to hold the advantage at the moment of contact. Not every hunt succeeds, but even a small mistake on the ground can be enough to shift the advantage towards the sky. In Africa, the martial eagle also uses this principle when targeting young warthogs or smaller individuals separated from cover. Across the grassland, the eagle does not hunt with speed alone. It also helps maintain the natural rhythm of balance within wild populations. In the rainforests of Central and South America, life does not unfold only on the ground. High within the canopy, monkeys move like artists of three-dimensional space, traveling through the branches with agility, balance, and constant reflexes. With bodies weighing around 25 pounds, they change direction rapidly, using the dense treetops like a natural maze. But the forest also holds a predator that arrives from above. The harpy eagle is built for silent hunting beneath the canopy. With vision far sharper than that of humans, it can detect the slightest movement through dense layers of leaves. Even a small trembling branch may reveal the position of an animal distracted by feeding. From a high perch, the harpy waits for the moment the forest loses its alertness. It lowers its flight path, pulls in its wings, and slips through narrow gaps between the trees with astonishing precision. Its relatively short wingspan allows this massive eagle to maneuver more effectively within the forest. With talons measuring nearly 5 inches in length, the harpy can firmly control monkeys, or sloths, weighing around 17 pounds. That strength provides the energy needed to raise its young high above the forest floor. And when the shadow of its wings disappears beyond the leaves, the rainforest grows quiet once again, as though it has just witnessed a silent force passing through. Along towering mountain cliffs, mountain goats appear as masters of balance. They cross narrow ledges and climb slopes steeper than 45 degrees, where even the slightest mistake can disrupt every movement. From their very first days of life, young goats must learn how to remain steady on near vertical rock faces. Each step becomes a test of focus and precision. Their balance allows them to reach food sources and avoid predators below the mountainside. For mature males, curved and hardened horns provide a natural defense that many rivals avoid challenging. But some of the greatest dangers arrive from the sky. Across the highlands of Eurasia, the golden eagle appears as a ruler of the cliffs. With a wingspan stretching beyond 7 feet, it uses rising air currents to glide close to the mountainside, watching for openings within the herd. Its targets are often young goats or weaker individuals separated from the group. When a young goat weighing several dozen pounds enters its field of view, the eagle lowers its altitude, folds its wings, and dives like an arrow across the cliff face. In the instant of pressure and confusion, the young goat can lose its balance against the unforgiving terrain. At times, golden eagles may even coordinate in pairs to improve their chances. One creates pressure from the front, while the other blocks escape routes near the edge of the rocks. With a single misstep, the target may slip into dangerous ground. And when the opportunity appears, the eagle carries that valuable source of energy back to the nest. Along the cliffs, power does not belong only to wings. It belongs to the resolve of the ruler of the skies. Across large lakes, river mouths, and windy coastal waters, the surface becomes a silent arena. Beneath the silver waves, schools of fish constantly shift direction, yet a single flash out of rhythm can still be detected by sharp eyes from above. The bald eagle and the African fish eagle are among the most remarkable fish hunters in the natural world. For the African fish eagle in particular, fish make up nearly 70% of its diet, making it a highly skilled hunter of the water's surface. When the target reveals itself, a wingspan of around 6 feet allows the eagle to maintain a stable flight path even as the wind changes direction. It lowers its approach, stretches its legs forward, and uses curved talons to secure the target directly from the surface of the water. Even fish weighing several pounds can be lifted away when the approach is precise enough. The lake ripples for only an instant before becoming calm again, as though nothing had happened. For the young chicks waiting in the nest, those energy-rich fish become their first source of nourishment before facing the skies on their own. The shoreline is never truly safe when a crocodile is already waiting nearby. It uses silence to conceal both speed and explosive power. One careless step can turn an animal into a target within seconds. Even other predators remain cautious when entering that territory. And once the water begins to move, is there still any chance to retreat? Along the quiet rivers of Africa, the water is home to two symbols of power existing side by side. The hippopotamus represents sheer mass, territorial control, and dominance through presence alone. An adult can weigh more than 3,000 pounds, enough to make the surrounding water instantly tense. The crocodile follows a different path: silence, patience, and near invisibility beneath the muddy surface. Because they share the same environment, these two species often encounter one another during critical moments. Most of the time, a crocodile avoids direct conflict with a fully grown hippo due to its enormous size, massive jaws, and powerful territorial instincts. But at the edge of the herd, where a younger or weaker individual briefly drifts away from its mother's protection, the balance can shift. From beneath the water, the crocodile quietly closes the distance, turning hesitation into vulnerability. In that instant, the seemingly calm river becomes a boundary between safety and danger. When the mother hippo moves forward, the crocodile's advantage no longer remains absolute. Heavy movement across the water creates intense pressure, forcing the predator to back away from the herd. Within the hippo's territory, sheer weight and collective defense can reverse the situation very quickly. The predator understands that holding its position for too long may place it at a disadvantage, and eventually it retreats. Across the African grasslands, the impala stands as a symbol of agility and alertness. Its light body, long legs, and ability to leap nearly 10 feet help it escape many predators on land. Male impalas are especially known for curved horns more than 2 feet long, used both in contests for status and as a defense when cornered. During the dry season, prolonged heat and scarce grazing force impalas closer to lakes or shallow river bends. That becomes one of the rare weak points for an animal built for speed on solid ground. Ahead of them, the crocodile is already hidden beneath the cloudy water, using sensory pits in its skin to detect vibrations and pressure changes along the shoreline. When the impala steps a few feet closer, the still surface suddenly breaks. In less than a second, the crocodile's muscular tail drives its body upward in one short, precise movement. It does not rely on long pursuits like a lion or a cheetah. Its advantage lies in ambush position and the instant the herd loses order. The sudden rush scatters the impala's formation, while the crocodile draws its target toward deeper water to control the situation. At the water's edge, survival demands constant alertness. After every missed opportunity, the ambush predator quietly sinks back to the riverbed as if it had never been there. Along the rivers of Africa, where dry ground meets murky water, every predator must change the way it moves. Spotted hyenas are known for overwhelming pressure through numbers and relentless endurance. A clan may contain dozens of individuals, carrying a bite force exceeding roughly 1,000 pounds per square inch, along with impressive coordination. On land, they are highly adaptable opportunists. But when approaching the water to drink, even a distance of only a few feet can make that advantage fragile. The crocodile does not need to move far from its hiding place. An adult may stretch beyond 12 feet in length, resting low beneath the surface with only its eyes and nostrils exposed. It watches the disturbance along the shoreline, waiting for one animal to lose rhythm or move too close to deeper water. There, patience can become more dangerous than speed itself. For the cheetah, the water's edge becomes a different kind of test. Its ability to sprint close to 70 miles per hour means almost nothing when it lowers its head to drink. In just a single moment of lost focus, the fastest land animal steps into the crocodile's silent territory. In the unforgiving wild, survival is not decided by speed alone, but by understanding the limits of one's own abilities. Across the grasslands of East Africa, the wildebeest stands as a symbol of journeys without pause. With a powerful build weighing around 600 pounds, and remarkable endurance in its legs, it is able to travel vast distances with the seasonal rains. Each year, more than 1.5 million animals join the massive Serengeti Mara migration, covering hundreds of miles in search of fresh grass and new water sources. The Mara River is more than a stretch of murky water. It is one of the harshest survival boundaries on the migration route. After long, dust-filled travels, the herds are forced into the fast-moving current, where speed on land no longer provides the same advantage. Pressure from the animals behind drives each individual forward with the movement of the herd. Thousands pour into the river at once, turning the surface into a scene of chaos and constant motion. Beneath the cloudy water, the Nile crocodile may wait almost motionless for weeks at a time. It does not waste energy on long pursuits. When the moment arrives, it only needs the right angle, the right depth, and a single animal that loses rhythm in the crossing. The sudden movement happens in an instant. An extremely powerful bite grip, combined with the force of the body and heavy tail sweeps, allows the crocodile to control its target within the turbulent water. The murky river itself conceals much of the movement below the surface. After one successful hunt, the crocodile may sustain its energy for weeks. What remains in the river continues to support fish and countless smaller links within the food chain. Because of that, a river crossing is not only a challenge for the wildebeest, but also part of the ongoing transfer of energy throughout the entire ecosystem. The lion strides across the land as the ultimate symbol of power on the African plains. An adult male can weigh more than 400 pounds, carrying massive muscle and razor-sharp claws. That royal strength is sustained through pride coordination, relentless pressure, and explosive bursts of speed during close pursuit. Whether defending territory or competing for food, the king of the savannah dominates the dry landscape with confidence. But when those powerful steps reach the edge of a muddy river, the rules of survival suddenly begin to change. At this boundary, the authority of the land must yield to another force entirely: the ruler of the wetlands. When the remains of an animal drift near the shoreline, the scent quickly draws lions toward the water's edge. Yet beneath the murky surface, the crocodile is already almost invisible. Even the slightest ripple can signal danger. In a split second, a bite force measured in thousands of psi erupts from the water, forcing the lion to retreat immediately. The risk grows even greater when lions are forced to cross the river. Clouded water conceals the crocodile's approach, turning every movement into a test of survival. Through sharp reflexes and quick agility, the lions may escape the pressure zone and return safely to shore. However, once a crocodile becomes isolated on dry ground, the balance shifts again. A body weighing nearly 1,000 pounds becomes heavy and less mobile, while the lions use speed and numbers to apply pressure from multiple angles. Eventually, the crocodile is forced back toward deeper water. Across the dry plains, where survival is constantly pushed to its limits, African wild dogs stand among nature's greatest strategists. They do not possess the massive size of lions, but they are known for extraordinary endurance. An adult usually weighs only around 80 pounds, yet when the pack moves together, the pressure they create is far greater than the size of any single individual. During hunts on land, wild dogs rely on wide formations, short communication calls, and the ability to pursue prey across many miles. but those advantages begin to fade once they approach the riverbank. Murky water reduces speed, separates the formation, and forces each animal into a space no longer fully under its control. Beneath the surface, the crocodile waits in complete silence. At times, when wild dogs drive prey close to the water, the crocodile may seize the opportunity to compete for the same target. And when one dog drifts only a few feet away from the formation, the rhythm of the water changes instantly. The crocodile surges forward in one short and precise movement, forcing the pack to scatter before quickly regrouping to apply pressure together. That collective reaction can create a narrow chance for the threatened animal to escape the shoreline. African wild dogs begin the hunt with relentless bursts of speed. They spread their formation, divide directions, and force the prey to lose rhythm. When danger moves closer, the entire pack instantly shifts into defense. That discipline is what turns them into master hunters of the grasslands. So what happens when the entire pack locks onto a single target? The African wild dog, or Lycaon pictus, is one of the most skilled pack hunters of the grasslands. Although weighing only around 80 pounds, these animals possess remarkable endurance and the ability to maintain long-distance pursuit. Their patterned coats help each individual blend into dry grass and shifting sunlight. When the hunt begins, the entire pack moves with the coordination of a single body. Their strength does not come from size, but from pack discipline. In Africa, rivers do not simply bring water to the grasslands. They also create harsh boundaries of survival. Beneath the murky surface, the Nile crocodile can grow beyond 12 feet in length, with a bite force of nearly 3,700 pounds per square inch, and the patience to remain almost completely motionless. For wild dogs, danger often appears after a long pursuit. When prey rushes toward shallow water in search of escape, the pack must slow down, spread out, and quickly read every movement along the river's surface. They are intelligent enough to understand that only a few extra steps could erase every advantage they hold on land. At times, mistakes emerge during moments that seem completely ordinary. A weaker wild dog approaches the water's edge after an exhausting chase. The river appears calm. Soft mud conceals every sign beneath the surface. Then suddenly, the water shifts, breaking the silence in an instant. The pack immediately signals danger, creating an opening to help the individual near the shoreline retreat from the threat. Where dry land meets deep water, survival is not defined by reckless advances, but by the ability to recognize limits. Even master hunters like wild dogs can make mistakes, turning from predator into prey within moments. If wild dogs represent relentless coordination, then lions stand as symbols of power, muscle, and territorial dominance. Both hold high positions in the predator hierarchy, but when they share the same food sources and living space, conflict becomes almost unavoidable. An adult male lion often weighs more than 400 pounds, carrying a heavy mane, massive shoulders, and a presence that changes the rhythm of the grasslands with every step. While patrolling its territory, it may spot a pack of wild dogs resting near low brush. Within seconds, the calm disappears. The pack quickly scatters, especially when younger individuals are not fast enough to keep pace. Under that pressure, wild dogs rarely choose direct confrontation and instead retreat toward safer ground. But if the pack encounters a lone lioness searching for food, the situation can change. The wild dogs rapidly regroup, circle around the opponent, and create pressure through numbers and movement. The standoff may continue for an extended period, forcing the lioness to remain near open ground or close to water, where movement is easier. Even so, wild dogs understand that lions are not rivals easily overcome. After every successful hunt, the pack often eats quickly and leaves early, because the moment a lion appears, the hard-earned reward can disappear within seconds. In nature, discipline helps ensure survival, but awareness is what protects the future. The leopard is a predator that survives through silence. Across the African grasslands, it does not rely on a pack to endure. Instead, it depends on camouflage, explosive strength, and movements so quiet they are almost impossible to hear. An adult can weigh around 130 pounds, strong enough to carry its meal into a tree and avoid most competitors on the ground. But after a successful hunt, that silence rarely lasts for long. As the scent of food drifts through the wind, a pack of wild dogs quickly becomes interested. Each individual may be less powerful than a leopard in a one-on-one encounter, but together they possess a far more intimidating advantage: numbers, discipline, and pressure from multiple directions. Rather than risking a direct confrontation, the leopard leaves the ground behind and climbs nearly 15 feet into the branches to maintain a safer distance. Below, the wild dogs control the situation through collective strength. In nature, retreating at the right moment can sometimes become the quietest form of victory. Across Africa, wild dogs maintain a diverse hunting pattern, targeting many medium to large antelope species such as impala, bushbuck, and waterbuck. In many regions, impala often stand out as a key prey species because they are numerous, move in large herds, and frequently appear across open grasslands. But they are not easy targets. With agile legs that can leap nearly 30 feet, impala turn every chase into a true test of speed and strategy. When the leading wild dog gives the signal, the pack formation quickly spreads wide. One group circles ahead to cut off the impala herd's escape route, while the others keep pace from behind, applying pressure to the individual separated from the formation. Under that steady endurance, the target is gradually pushed toward rough ground near the wetlands, where speed is no longer an absolute advantage. This strategy can also place bushbuck at risk when they leave the cover along riverbanks. These alert antelope can slip quickly through dense brush, but once they are boxed in between several angles of approach, their survival space narrows very quickly. At times, instinct drives the prey toward the river in search of one final chance. But at the water's edge, even determined resistance only wins back a small opening. The balance shifts when another predator waits silently beneath the surface. Even so, it is the ability to wear down a running rhythm through constant pressure that builds the wild dog's reputation. In a harsh, natural world, coordination can sometimes be stronger than any solitary muscle. During the Great Migration, thousands of hoofed animals create a living wave across the savanna. Among them, the wildebeest stands out with a weight of around 600 pounds, curved horns, and powerful legs that make many predators hesitate. But across the open grasslands, African wild dogs remain willing to challenge prey several times larger than themselves. Rather than overpowering through size, the wild dog pack relies on endurance and disciplined formation. Once a target becomes separated from the herd, the pack quickly spreads out, with each individual holding a specific position to turn the open space ahead into an increasingly narrow escape route. This is not simply a race of speed, but a contest of endurance and will. Under the dry heat of the savanna, even a wildebeest gradually loses rhythm after repeated bursts of speed. Meanwhile, wild dogs, with their long legs, deep chests, and exceptional stamina, can maintain speeds close to 30 miles per hour across long distances. With every relentless stride, the prey's advantage in strength slowly begins to fade. With hunting success rates approaching 80% in some encounters, wild dogs have become a symbol of pack strategy. They help maintain the balance of hoofed animal populations across the grasslands. In the harsh, natural world, discipline can sometimes be stronger than solitary power. In the wild, the warthog is far from an easy target. An adult can weigh around 200 pounds, with strong legs, quick reflexes, and the ability to change direction suddenly during a chase. Its curved tusks, reaching nearly 10 inches in length, form a formidable defense that can make even predators like leopards keep their distance. For wild dogs, this challenge is not solved through raw strength. They do not rush directly into danger. Instead, the pack spreads out to control the warthog's movement. Some individuals stay behind the target, while others circle to the sides, forcing the warthog to constantly change direction across uneven ground. As the pursuit continues, endurance begins to make the difference. Wild dogs can maintain speeds close to 30 miles per hour, applying constant pressure without engaging head-on. Each time the warthog turns to defend itself, the pack pulls back briefly, then quickly closes formation again when another opening appears. Across the harsh grasslands, victory does not belong only to sharp weapons, but also to the discipline of waiting for the right moment. The hyenas lock onto their target and immediately tighten formation around the prey. When another predator charges in to compete, the entire clan turns and presses back with force. Calls echo out, dust rises, and each member takes turns closing in without pause. They turn endurance, numbers, and pack discipline into relentless pressure. Once the attack begins, the grassland offers no way back. From a distance, the zebra herd appears like a black and white current moving across the grassland. Each one weighs around 700 pounds, strong enough to defend itself, and fast enough to reach about 40 miles per hour when danger appears. Even lions must respect their precise and powerful rear kicks. For spotted hyenas, hunting zebras is not a sudden strike, but a test of patience. The group begins by reading the rhythm of the grassland, watching the formation, and waiting for one individual to slow down, drift from the main herd, or lose connection while moving. Once the target is identified, the endurance race begins. The hyena's real strength lies in its ability to keep pursuing, allowing the group to maintain pressure over many miles and force the opponent to keep spending energy. When the zebra starts to lose rhythm, the decisive moment opens. The chase does not end through a single burst, but through quiet exhaustion. On the savannah, speed may help survival at first, but endurance decides what comes next. Across the dry grassland, the rhinoceros appears like a living block of steel. Weighing over 4,000 pounds, with thick skin and a horn that can reach nearly 3 feet, it carries a presence strong enough to keep most predators at a distance. Yet the spotted hyena still searches quietly for openings in that defense. They do not rush in recklessly, but move with patience around the mother. Each individual steps forward, then back, testing reactions while trying to widen the gap between mother and calf. If the mother holds her ground, the tension slows. But if the calf drifts from safety, the pace of the encounter rises quickly. The outcome is never certain. A strong mother often has enough power to push the hyenas away. But when the group grows large and timing aligns, they can turn a brief moment into a survival advantage. On the savanna, hyenas do not challenge a rhinoceros out of recklessness. They do so because, in nature, opportunity sometimes appears within just a few fleeting steps. Within a hyena clan, the greatest threat does not always come from lions or outside predators. At times, the strongest pressure comes from within. A spotted hyena clan can reach nearly 100 members, and as numbers grow, order must be maintained through strict rules. Around a hard-earned meal, high-ranking females usually move in first. If a lower-ranking individual tries to push forward, it may be pressured back by sharp calls and short advances that force it to step away. In this matriarchal society, females are often larger, stronger, and hold higher status than males. Rank determines who feeds first, who must wait, and which individuals have better chances to protect their young. For an adult male, the challenge begins when it leaves its birth clan at around 2 to 3 years old. In a new group, it typically holds the lowest rank and can be pushed back if it moves too close to the center of power. The greatest shifts occur when a dominant female begins to weaken. Lower-ranking groups may align, test the old order, and create tense standoffs. In the world of hyenas, family is both a fortress and a proving ground. That harsh structure is what keeps the clan strong across the African savanna. The lion has long been seen as the king of the savanna, a symbol of strength, territory, and control. An adult male can weigh around 420 pounds, carrying a thick mane and a presence that makes many rivals hesitate. But to the spotted hyena, the lion is not an untouchable legend. It is a rival to be watched, and at times one that must share the rewards of survival. A lone hyena rarely has the strength to face a lion head-on. Its true advantage lies in the clan. When a lioness strays too far from her group, the hyenas begin to apply pressure through numbers. They circle at a distance, test reactions, and gradually close in. If the lion falters, the group advances. If others arrive, they ease off to avoid risk. The tension often peaks after a hunt, when lions pause beside a hard-earned meal. From a safe distance, hyenas use rapid calls and alternating advances to stretch the standoff. When dozens gather, they can force lions into a defensive stance or push them to reposition. But when an adult male lion steps in, the balance shifts instantly. With explosive bursts and speeds nearing 40 miles per hour, a single decisive move can scatter the hyenas, easing the pressure and restoring distance. Across the savannah, power is never absolute. Survival belongs to those who know when to advance and when to step back. The African wild dog is one of the most coordinated hunters on the savannah. Each individual weighs around 70 pounds, but when the pack works together, they move like a single unit. They change direction quickly, maintain communication, and sustain a steady pursuit. In some regions, their success rate can reach nearly 80%. A figure that draws attention from many rivals. But that success also brings risk. For the spotted hyena, a hunt just completed signals opportunity. From a distance, they pick up on calls, rising dust, or shifts within herds. As the wild dogs secure their energy, the hyenas begin to test their chances. The encounter rarely erupts at once. Hyenas probe while applying pressure, while the wild dogs respond with flexible formation, warning calls, and controlled movement around their prize. But if more hyenas arrive, the physical advantage becomes clear. At around 140 pounds, nearly double the weight of a wild dog, each close approach forces a decision between holding the meal and maintaining formation. Across the African savanna, the leopard and the spotted hyena exist in constant tension. One is a solitary hunter, the other a rival always ready to compete for food. A leopard can carry its catch more than 20 feet up into a tree to protect it. But at around 180 pounds, it can still lose its advantage when a group of hyenas closes in. Hyenas do not rely on strength alone. With a keen sense of smell, they can follow a scent from several miles away, arriving at just the right moment to take advantage of available energy. When challenged, the leopard may circle back and watch for a chance to reclaim its prize. But facing a rival with a bite force of around 1,100 pounds per square inch, it must weigh the reward against the risk. At times, this rivalry turns into intense standoffs. Younger, stronger leopards can often escape quickly when pursued by a group. But for older individuals, even a brief delay increases the pressure. until stepping away becomes the safer choice. In these moments, a quiet retreat by a master hunter becomes the clearest expression of survival instinct. Contrary to old perceptions, the spotted hyena does not rely only on leftovers. Across the Serengeti grasslands, it is a persistent hunter, able to read the movement of herds and turn endurance into an advantage. Facing a wildebeest weighing around 550 pounds, every stride becomes a test of discipline, not just speed. The pack does not rush into the mass. They spread out, keep their distance, and watch for individuals that fall out of rhythm along the edges. When a target breaks from formation, the pursuit begins to build. They can maintain pressure over more than 3 miles, forcing the prey to steadily lose energy while trying to stay ahead. The peak of the hunt is not a single burst, but a steady, controlled pursuit. Each member rotates position, redirects movement, and gradually narrows the gap. When the prey loses its rhythm, the hunt concludes quickly. As the red dust settles, the grassland grows quiet again. In some regions, hyenas can secure up to about 95% of their food through their own hunts, driven by endurance, strategy, and patience. Though life within a hyena clan may seem competitive and harsh, most of that tension serves a deeper purpose: helping the young survive. Mother-spotted hyena are devoted caregivers. They protect their cubs in dens, guide them through the early vulnerable months, and show clear attachment when a cub is at risk or missing from the shelter. Because of this, the image of hyenas as selfish scavengers is incomplete. Their lives are shaped by constant challenges, where intense competition exists alongside cooperation as a foundation for survival. The eagle proves that power is not defined by the speed of the dive alone. It controls the hunt through vision, patience, and the ability to choose the perfect angle of approach. In nature, dominance belongs to those that can turn position into advantage. If you enjoy moments of survival in the wild, be sure to like and subscribe. As the mountain winds rise, the eagle disappears once again into the vast sky.